Senior day at the United States Air Force Academy as the Falcons meet San Jose State in Game 3 of the season finale. Yesterday, a big day for one of those seniors, Gabe Martinez, 3 for 5, 2 home runs and 6 runs batted in. He's hitting .556 for the series. And Gabe, as you prepare to take the field for the final time, your emotions right now?
Bittersweet for sure. Love to be out here with everybody, and I'm just excited. You know, we're out here trying to finish up a series, finish strong, and get another win for us. So that's our big goal right now, and so we're just having fun, letting loose, and just seeing what happens.
Your favorite memory?
Oh gosh, there's a ton. I think it's just every day that I get to spend with these guys. You know, in the locker room, on the field in the fall. Tough fall every year with weather and all that stuff, and just, you know, they always make it better. So being with these guys for sure.
All right, you go on to Euro pilot training for the civilians. What does that mean exactly?
It's just a great opportunity for me to fly fighters, and so that's really what I want to fly. And so just a really good opportunity for me to fly with, you know, people from Italy and France and kind of everywhere around, and just, you know, try to get that fighter spot that I really want. So.
Well, it's been a great career. Thank you for everything. I remember you when you first came here as a high school senior. All the best to you.
Appreciate it. Thank you so much.
Gabe Martinez, one of the men that will be honored today at Senior Day at the United States Air Force Academy. Coming up next, it's Game 3 of the series between San Jose State and Air Force. You're watching Air Force Baseball. This is the Mountain West Network. Once again, a very special good afternoon from the United States Air Force Academy Falcon Field. A very, very special day. 12 members of the 2019 Air Force Academy baseball team being honored just prior to the first pitch. And we will be doing a lot of talking about them. Some school records still need to be set, situations as far as San Jose State and the playoffs are concerned, and a whole lot more. You get a look at left-hander Ethan Nichols, 2 and 6 on the year. This will be his 10th start of the season. 44 2/3 innings worked. He has allowed 61 hits, 47 earned runs. And he is one of the 12 that was honored just prior to the game today. He is a 3-time academic all-conference honoree. He has been named to the Dean's List 6 times. He has also been a Group 3 honor chairman for 2 years. And upon graduation, he will be reporting to Laughlin Air Force Base, Texas, to begin undergraduate pilot training. Many of his classmates will be joining him there, especially, and his teammates as well. As a matter of fact, I think most of the team will be at Laughlin Air Force Base. You get a look at the starting lineup for the San Jose State Spartans. A couple of changes in the lineup as far as where they are hitting in the batting order. Aaron PLESCHNER being dropped to the number 2 spot and Kellen Strom being elevated to number 1. And here we go, 50-degree temperatures and a lot of wind. Nichols making his 3rd appearance in his career against San Jose State, and he has yet to have a decision. Timothy Resch will be working the plate this afternoon. Bill Barnes at 1st, Michael Blincy at 2nd, and Chris Schultz at 3rd. If we get a minute, we want to maybe take a gander at Nick Reddy if he gets the first place of the game. Nick Reddy, another school record for that gentleman, senior from Dallas, Texas. Nick Reddy, his 217th consecutive game, and that breaks the record set by Tyler Zabanek. And the records just keep coming. 2-0 pitch on the way to Strom. That'll make it 3-0. It'll be Strom, PLESCHNER, and Shimashita to get things started for the San Jose State Spartans. And if you're a San Jose State fan right now, you're thinking just win. Here's the next pitch in, and it is a called strike, 3 balls and 1 strike. Falcons trying to win the series and complete their year with a .500 ledger. Here's a foul ball that's hit off to the right side, 3-2. You have to believe there's a lot of emotion with these seniors in the field right now. People like Rob Daw, Colby Brown, Gabe Martinez, Nick Reddy, Drew Wiss. What's going through their minds? Well, obviously, they want to finish off their careers in high style and get ready for the next chapter in their lives. Foul ball, as you see Nick Reddy making the play in foul ground. 3 balls and 2 strikes to the leadoff hitter, Strom. As we mentioned, a lot of things to cover in today's game. There's, even though the Falcons, all they have to play for right now is pride, still a lot of things to talk about. Strom hitting .333 in the series. And the 3-2 pitch coming from Ethan Nichols, and that is ball 4.
Now batting, the shortstop, number 11, PLESCHNER.
Aaron PLESCHNER being dropped to the number 2 spot. And playing shortstop. PLESCHNER hitting at .300 for the series. On the season, he is hitting at .274. Strom is at first base. Shimashita to hit next for San Jose State. Outfield shifting to the right for this right-handed hitter, and they're going to show buntings fouled off, 0-1. Many of these young men, as we told you yesterday, a lot of these graduates will be heading to Pueblo, Colorado, about an hour south of here for 4 intense weeks of pre-pilot training with Doss Aviation before they go to their respective bases. Another foul, and it's now 0-2. No balls and 2 strikes to Aaron PLESCHNER. Yesterday, the Falcons winning 12-3 to square up the series at 1 game apiece. Final game of the season for Air Force, and like to finish it on a high note. Pitch is fouled off, and it's 0-2 to Aaron PLESCHNER. It was the San Jose State Spartans that eliminated the Falcons from playoff contention last year. Here is a 0-2 pitch coming to PLESCHNER, but first a throw over, pops out of the glove of Gabe Martinez. I don't think I have ever seen a ball player that enjoys himself more on the field than Gabe Martinez. Win or lose, he has always been upbeat. 0-2 pitch coming, and check swing, and no. 1 ball and 2 strikes. They've already given you his MOS, method of service, once he gets his diploma on the 30th. 1 ball, 2 strikes, 1 on, nobody out, top half of the first on senior day here at the Air Force Academy. Quick throw and getting back to Strom. Strom 14 of 16 in the stolen base department. One ball and 2 strikes. PLESCHNER waiting on the 1-2 pitch. Nichols brings it home. Outside, 2-2. 2 balls and 2 strikes. Nevada, Las Vegas, I believe, lost last night, so that still keeps San Jose State's playoff hopes alive, but they have to win today. Falcons would like to return that little favor from last year. Runner goes on the 2-2 pitch. It's a hit and run right into the glove of Brown. It's going to be an easy double play, folks. Colby Brown snagged it. Take a look at it again. Nothing to it. Easy throw to first. And another double play for the Falcons. Air Force with their fifth double play of the series. Here's now is James Shimashita hitting .303 on the year. For the series, is hitting .500. 1 ball and 1 strike to James Shimashita. He's a freshman and playing left field this afternoon. One ball, 1 strike, little off-speed delivery, swung on and missed. It's 1-2 to James Shimashita. Wind continuing to blow from left to right. The 1-2 pitch coming from Ethan Nichols, and this is going to be lifted towards the left side. Nick Reddy digging hard, but it's going to be out of play. One ball, 2 strikes, 2 out. Top half of the first innings, senior day, 2019. As we mentioned, a lot to talk about as far as this team is concerned and what they could accomplish as a unit today. 1-2 pitch, fly ball, as Drew Wiss moves to his right and makes the catch for out number 3. Nothing across for the Spartans here in the top half of the first. Air Force coming to bat. It is senior day at the United States Air Force Academy. You're watching Air Force Baseball. This is the Mountain West Network. We get a look at right-handed freshman pitcher Jonathan Clark, 2-3 on the year. 10th start of the season. 57 innings worked. He's allowed 58 hits, 40 runs, 35 of them earned. And he'll be facing Drew Wiss, Ashton Easley, and Nick Reddy to get things started. Clark threw a complete game against New Mexico in a 5-1 win. That's one of his season highlights. His career high is 6 strikeouts against Pacific. And here is Drew Wiss to get things started for the Air Force Academy this afternoon. Drew hitting at 125, but he had a home run in yesterday's victory. First pitch swinging, lifts it into left field. Shimashita moves towards the foul line to put it away for out number 1.
Now the right fielder, number 23, Ashton Easley.
Here now is Ashton Easley, hitting .556 for the series. 3 doubles and a stolen base, .335 on the year, 7 home runs and 30 runs batted in. Up next is going to be Nick Reddy. Easily down in the count, 0-1. And now he's down in the count at 0-2. Nick Reddy to hit next. The 0-2 pitch to Ashton Easley. Did he get a piece of it? He swings and is going to be thrown out on a 2-3, so give the strikeout to Clark. Here now is Nick Reddy. I'm counting how many records he has here at Air Force. He now has added a 6th. He now is appearing in his 216th career game. He is the all-time leader in at-bats, hits. He got his 300th yesterday in dramatic fashion with a home run. He has 50 career home runs, has the career lead in runs batted in and total bases. And he's also closing in on some marks as far as the Mountain West Conference is concerned. Nick on the series, hitting at .250, and pulls this one foul, 0-2. Nick will be reporting to Charleston Air Force Base. to begin his career as a logistics officer. No balls and 2 strikes, and Ready swings, and it will be a 2-3 put out, and the side is retired. 3 up, 3 down for the Falcons here in the bottom half of the first inning. We go to the top half of the second. No score. You're watching Air Force Baseball. This is the Mountain West Network. Here we go to the top half of the second inning. No score between San Jose State and the Air Force Academy. Leading things off for the Spartans will be Johnny Mendoza, making his first appearance in this series. On the season, hitting at .262 with 16 runs batted in. Ethan Nichols delivers the first pitch and drops in there for a strike. It'll be Mendoza, Blake Berry, and Troy Viola. 0-1 to Mendoza. Next pitch to him. Swing and a miss, and he's down in the count at 0-2. The 0-2 pitch coming from Nichols. 1 ball and 2 strikes. I think Rob Daw got shaken up a little bit on that pitch. The 1-2 count coming to Mendoza as Rob will walk it off. What a series he has had. Getting a round of applause from some of the fans. No way Rob Daw is going to come out of this game. What a year he has had with the glove as well. The team captain of the United States Air Force Academy baseball team in 2019. Who will it be next year? 1 ball and 2 strikes. We are just getting things started here in the top half of the second. 1-2 pitch coming from Nichols and fouled off. One ball and 2 strikes coming to Mendoza. Top half of the second inning. Here is a shot to Colby Brown. Played nicely over to first, 1 down.
Now batting, right fielder, number 42, Blake Berry.
Here is Blake Berry, hitting at .320 on the season. 1 home run and 30 runs batted in. Hitting .333 for the series. Berry in right field this afternoon for San Jose State. As always, we want to send a special shout out as this pitch is a ball. Bill Barnes, or rather Chris Schultz working down at third base. So as we want to send a special shout out to those of you that are watching the game today from San Jose, California. Just win. That's all you're thinking today. Just win. To maybe keep those playoff hopes alive. Berry looking at a 2-0 pitch. Delivers, and it's fouled just above us here. It's 2-1. And for, as always, we like to salute the men and women serving in the United States Air Force, and as well as some of our Air Force Academy graduates, and we're going to stay right in our backyard. Schriever Air Force Base, Peterson Air Force Base, and how about right here at the United States Air Force Academy? Here is a bouncing ball to Reddy, who had him well played. Throws to Martinez, and there are 2 down. Had a little bit of a shift on him there, and Reddy, almost playing in the shortstop position, makes the play. Here is Troy Viola hitting at .256 on the year, 3 homers and 27 runs batted in, .250 in the series. Ethan Nichols getting set to deliver to Viola. His pitch is inside, 1 ball and no strikes. 1-0 to the third baseman from San Jose State. Upstairs, 2 balls and no strikes. 2-0 to Viola. Shift down towards a little bit towards the left side. Wind now blowing in. We'll be talking about the wind quite a bit today, I promise you. Here's the next pitch. Bouncing ball. Alexander Pup up with it to first, and the side is retired. Nothing across for San Jose State in the top half of the second. We'll go to the bottom half of the frame. No score. You're watching Air Force Baseball. This is the Mountain West Network. Bottom half of the second inning, and here comes the captain of the 2019 Air Force Academy baseball team, Rob Daw. And he has had quite a series, hitting at .667. He has a triple. He's scored 4 runs. He's also scored, knocked in 4 runs. Graduating with a degree in management, and he will begin his undergraduate pilot training. Talked to him yesterday, and here's a fly ball towards right. Berry going back, still going back. Is there any room? And it's off the screen. Daw will motor into second, and he gets things started. He continues to hit at a hot pace.
Number 10, GABE Martinez.
You see the replay as Berry, and there is Rob Daw, the captain, continues to hit for Air Force. Gabe Martinez, you talk about a guy who's also having a hot streak, hitting .556 in the series, 2 home runs, 7 runs batted in, including 6 yesterday, and yes, that is a career high. For the season, .287, 10 home runs, and 45 runs batted in. What a senior year he has had, as many of them have had in this their final year as Air Force Falcons. Rob Daw perched off of second. Clark getting set to deliver. First pitch swinging, lifts it to left field. Shimashita going back, and he dropped the ball. Daw will move to third. Martinez will go into second. Then they have runners at second and third.
Now the designated hitter, number 13, Daniel Jones.
Daw had to wait to see if Shimashita could make a play. And it looks like they're going to give him a base hit. So, back-to-back doubles for the Falcons. And here now is Daniel Jones, as he's having a good series. He got a start yesterday and went 2 for 4. First pitch swinging, pulls it foul down the left field line. Daniel on the year hitting .173, 2 homers and 6 runs batted in. Made the most of his opportunity yesterday to start, as we mentioned. Falcons with 2 runners in scoring position. Trying to get everything caught up in the book here. Pitch to him. Goes the other way, fouls it off. 0-1. Daniel, another one of the seniors being honored. He'll be going into pilot training at Laughlin Air Force Base. They might as well take the starting unit and just send it down to Laughlin. So almost how it's shaping up. Matter of fact, I believe 7 of the seniors that are being honored today will be going to Laughlin Air Force Base. So they'll all be together as they get ready for their careers. There's a swing and a miss, and down goes Daniel Jones, a strikeout victim.
Now batting the shortstop, number 21, Alexander Pup.
And for Clark, that will be his 3rd whiff of the day. Here's Alexander Pup. Young man has a very bright future here at the Air Force Academy. Hitting at .271 with 14 runs batted in. Hitting .250 for the series. Has a chance to bring home a couple of runs here, possibly with a base knock. Or at least bring home a run. Try to get the Falcons on the board right here as Clark looks in for the sign. The pitch is inside, 1 ball and no strikes. Pup and then Colby Brown. One ball and no strikes to Alexander Pup, and he fouls this one off, and the count will even up at 1 ball and 1 strike. Sun out, but there's some cloud cover, and I understand some weather could be moving in. But then again, that's pretty much SOP here at the United States Air Force Academy during baseball season. 1 ball, 1 strike. Pup takes this one outside. It's 2-1. Two balls and 1 strike to Alexander Pup, hitting in the number 7 spot for Mike Kozlowski. Big swing, and he comes up empty. And it's now 2-2. 2 balls, 2 strikes, 2 on, 1 down here in the bottom half of the 2nd inning. Back-to-back doubles by Daw and Martinez, the 2 hottest hitters in this series. And a strikeout by Jones, and that's where we are as Alexander Pup gets set to look at a 2-2 pitch from Clark. Now Clark is going to walk off. I think that wind might start to be bothering him just a bit. The 2-2 pitch on the way. Outside, 3-2. Three balls and 2 strikes on 4th classman Alexander Pup. Rob Dawes at 3rd. Gabe Martinez is at 2nd. The 3-2. And that's going to be lined in the center field for a base hit. Dawes going to score. Martinez is going to come behind him. They're going to have a play at the plate, and they got him. Pup will move down to 2nd as a result of that play to the plate. Falcons with a 1-0 lead. Daw will score. Martinez is cut down. There's 2 out. Alexander Pup with his 15th run batted in. And here is Colby Brown. He has played in every game for Air Force this year. Colby is yet to get a hit in this series. He has a career batting average of .320. Political science was his major. And he will be studying for a semester in Santiago, Chile before graduating. Albuquerque, New Mexico. He also went to New Mexico Military Institute. There is an NFL Hall of Fame quarterback who also went to NMMI. You have to go back quite a few years. That's your trivia question for the day. Who else is a distinguished graduate of New Mexico Military Institute? We'll give you a hint. He went to the Naval Academy. Give you another hint. He won the Heisman Trophy. Give you another hint. He played for the Dallas Cowboys. Yep, Roger Staubach. Three hits in the inning for the Falcons. Played a run. And Colby Brown trying to keep things going here. Alexander Pup moving down to second after Gabe Martinez was cut down at the plate. Here's the pitch on the way. That's going to be lined into right field for a base hit. Pup rounding third. They're going to try for a play at the plate again, and Pup is going to be out by a mile. So the Falcons, with some aggressive base running, are thrown out at the plate twice, but not before they get a run home as we head to the top of third. 1-0 Air Force. You're watching Air Force Baseball. This is the Mountain West Network. Santiago Cantu to get things started for the Spartans here in the top half of the third, hitting at .203 with 5 runs batted in. Cantu hitting at .714 in the series. He's been almost unstoppable, and there's an example right there. Base hit for Cantu, first pitch swinging, first hit of the day for San Jose State.
Now batting first baseman number 35, KNECHT.
Now here is KNECHT, dropping down to the 8th spot in the batting order, playing first base this afternoon, hitting .177 on the year with 11 runs batted in. KNECHT hitting at .571 in the series. Team batting .365, and he's showing bunt all the way. Here comes Nick Reddy creeping in from third, and hits the barrel of the bat and is out of play. 0-1. No balls and 1 strike, 1 on here in the top half of the third. KNECHT showing bunt again. And this one bounces in front of the plate. I don't think it even hit anything, so I think it's going to be a 1-1 count. Wait for the umpire to indicate. Oh, they're saying no, nothing in 2. All right. It did, I guess it did kiss the bat a little bit. 0-2 to KNECHT. Well, San Jose State has tried to bunt with 2 strikes, and here they go again. Nope. 1 ball, 2 strikes. We expected that too. 1 ball and 2 strikes. Ryan Belwamany to hit next. 1 ball and 2 strikes to KNECHT. Runner on first is Cantu. 1-2. And that is a bouncing ball. Brown to Pup to Martinez. And a fielder's choice is all they'll get out of it.
Now batting catcher number 13, Ryan Belwamany.
Ryan Belwamany to hit in the 9 spot. Belwamany has made an appearance in this series, but has not had an at-bat. Played in the Thursday game. I keep thinking Friday, Saturday, Sunday here. Belwamany facing NICHOLS. Belwamany on the year hitting at .224 with 3 runs batted in. He is a freshman. Takes the first pitch, and it's in there for a called strike. No balls and 1 strike to Belwamany. Here is the pitch. And it's inside. 1 ball and 1 strike. We're in the top half of the 3rd inning of the final game of this 2019 baseball season for the Air Force Academy. And yes, the final baseball game of the decade before we move into the 2020 campaign.
I think every one of our broadcasts and all our sports are best.
Belwamany waiting on the 1-1 pitch and 1 man on. Belwamany takes it in tight, 2 balls and 1 strike. Strom to hit next, scheduled to hit next in the order. Going to be a lot of vacancies in that starting lineup when this class graduates. But I think we got some young people that might be able to fill it rather nicely. Here's a swing and a miss by Belwamani, and he evens it up at 2 balls and 2 strikes. We've already chronicled the only 3 underclassmen: Tommy Gillman in left, Ashton Easley in right, and Alexander Puppet short. After that, all comers are welcome. 2 balls and 2 strikes, 1 on, 1 out. Nichols delivers. 3 balls and 2 strikes. 3 balls and 2 strikes, hitting in the top half of the 3rd. Outfield shaded a little bit towards the right side. Here is the throw over to first to chase KNECHT back. Three balls, 2 strikes, 1 on, 1 out. Nichols trying to perhaps finish it right here on the 3-2. And that is called strike 3, an attempted steal. And they got him. Double play. Strike him out, throw him out. That will wrap up inning number 3. Second double play turned by Air Force today. We'll head to the bottom half of the 3rd as you see the inning-ending double play. You're watching Air Force baseball. This is the Mountain West Network. Justin Watland becomes the second pitcher of the day for San Jose State. This will be his 11th appearance of the season. He is 0-1. And he faces Tommy Gillman to get things started for the Falcons here in the home half of the 3rd. Tommy Gillman has not had a hit in this series, but he has been hit in this series. Been hit by a pitch ball 3 times. I said, you must have a lot of bruises on you right now from all those pitches hitting you. And he said, you know, when you're slumping with the bat, you got to do something to get on base. If it's close, I'm going to try and take it. 1 ball and 1 strike to Tommy Gillman, a junior, in left field today. This pitch is missed. 2 balls and 1 strike. To the top of the order we will go with Drew Wiss. And then Ashton Easley. Two balls, 1 strike on Tommy Gillman. Pulls this one to the right side to Cantu. Cantu to KNECHT, and there's 1 out. Here now is Drew Wiss, 0 for 1 on the day. Flied out to left field. Falcons hitting .319 in this series. First pitch in there is a strike to Drew Wiss. Specialty Tactical Officer. He'll be stationed in Hurlburt Field in Florida. Hurlburt Field in Florida. 0-2 to the senior center fielder. And he has made some catches in center field this year for the Air Force Academy Falcons, especially during this homestand. He has done some layouts that were highlight worthy. 0-2 pitch is a little high and outside. 1 ball and 2 strikes. Watland, the second pitcher of the day for San Jose State. 1-2 to Drew Wiss. Ashton Easley scheduled to hit next. Here's the 1-2. And that's inside 2-2. Two balls and 2 strikes to Drew Wiss. Here's a high fly ball. Barry backing up, then coming in, now backing up, and he puts it away for out number 2. Ashton Easley, who was a strikeout victim his first time up. Ashton got his 30th stolen base of the year yesterday. One of 3 cadets to have 30 or more stolen bases, jumps on the first pitch and fouls it past C.J. Gillman, the third base coach, and it's 0-1. No balls and 1 strike. Shift now being put on as a second baseman, Cantu, starting to line up behind second base a little bit. Next pitch, missed. It's 1 ball and 1 strike. One of the pleasures of doing Air Force baseball here on Falcon Vision, especially on a day like today, is getting a chance to meet some of the parents of some of these cadets. 1 balls and 1 strike, and that backs him up a little bit. 2 balls and 1 strike. Nick ready to follow if Ashton can get on base. The 2-1 pitch coming to Ashton Easley. Big cut, 2-2. You want to talk about a lot of pride in the families that are here for Senior Day. You can just see it on their faces and the smiles and emotion for all the other parents as well. The 2-2 pitch and a swing and a miss. Down goes Ashton Easley, and the side is retired. We'll go to the top half of the 4th. Falcons lead 1-0. You're watching Air Force Baseball. This is the Mountain West Network. 1, 2, and 3 hitters coming up for the San Jose State Spartans as we play the top half of the 4th inning. Kellen Strom, Aaron Pleschner, and James Shimashita to try and get things going for the San Jose State Spartans. Stram is yet to have an official at bat. He's bunting for a hit here, and this ball is going to roll. Foul. Oh, brother. Nick Reddy was watching that one. It was a good play on his part to see where it was going to go. Kind of a smile on his face. That looked like that was going to be a fair ball, folks. Nick with a smile on his face and saying, yeah, okay, thank you. Can we call that the rub of the green? Look at this. This just keeps rolling, 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 rolling. Oh, foul. Here is a bouncing ball. This definitely is going to be fair, and Nick will throw him out at first, and down goes Strom here in the top half of the 4th inning. Here is Aaron Pleschner, who hit into a double play. Falcons have turned 2 of those today, 6 in the series. 0 for 1 for Aaron Pleschner. Pitch on the way by Nichols is bounced into the turf, and it's 1 ball and no strikes. Goodbye. 1-0 coming to Pleschner. That pitch is in there for a strike. 1 ball and 1 strike. One ball, 1 strike to Aaron Pleschner here in the top half of the 4th. Swing pulled fouled. 1-2. Falcons are playing almost straight away, maybe just a step to the left in the outfield. Infield shade a little bit towards that way as well. Pitch on the way to Pleschner. Off-speed delivery. That's going to reach left field for a base hit as it's pulled between 3rd and short. And Pleschner has his first hit of the day. And for San Jose State, that's hit number 2. James Shimashita, who flew out to center field. 0-1.
Wrigley Field, Coors Field, and
0-1 on Shimashita. Brad Sanfilippo, the head coach of the San Jose State Spartans. Got that job June the 12th of 2018. Maybe starting a resurgence here in San Jose.
that's the same thing with Royal Stadium.
16-14 in his first year at the helm. It's their best record since 2008. Next pitch is in there for a called strike on James Shimashita. Eddie Cornejo, Tyler Latorre, Brock Bond, and Michael Breen make up the rest of the coaching staff for San Jose State. And I think in his first 2 years they've had more conference wins than they did when they first came into the MWC. So this program probably on the rise appears to be on the rise. Here's the 0-2 pitch, and that's ticked foul, and Shimashita will hang in there with an 0-2 count. Left-hander Ethan Nichols, one of 12 seniors on this Air Force Academy 2019 baseball squad. And it's kind of an emotional thing for me as well, because this is the first class that I have seen since their freshman year. Watched Nick Reddy, Drew Wiss, Colby Brown, all 4 years. They have a chance to really make a imprint. We'll tell you about that later on during the broadcast. 0-2 now to James Shimashita. And a throw over to Chase PLESCHNER back. No balls and 2 strikes to Shimashita. The 0-2 pitch coming to him, but first a throw over. PLESCHNER 11-14 in the stolen base department. They've already thrown out 1 runner today. Have to start looking up, I think, what is that, the 25th runner that Rob Daw has thrown out this year. 0-2, fouled off. No balls and 2 strikes. Johnny Mendoza is scheduled to hit next. Game 52 of the season for United States Air Force Academy Falcons. We've had some cancellations due to weather and other incidences. The 0-2 pitch coming. Rob Daw sending up on the outside, 1-2. 1 ball, 2 strikes. 1 out here in the top half of the 4th inning. Nichols delivers, and that's fouled off. It's 1-2. Drama continues here in the top half of the 4th inning. Started with a ground out by Strom, then PLESCHNER with a base hit, and that's where we are right now. Shimashita looking for a 1-2 pitch, but a quick throw over, and there's Gabe Martinez to make the play. PLESCHNER getting back. Again, the 1-2 pitch coming. That's blocked by Daw. It's 2-2. No advance by the runner, PLESCHNER. 2 balls and 2 strikes, 1 on, 1 out here in the 4th. Falcons getting their run back, getting their only run thus far in the 2nd inning. Alexander Pup driving home Rob Daw with a score, and then Gabe Martinez right behind him was thrown out at the plate. 2-2. Ground ball to Pup. Opportunity here. Colby Brown. Gabe Martinez, and not in time. It'll be a fielder's choice.
He was doing that during warm-up, too.
So 2 out. Pup over to Brown, and on the relay just couldn't get it done, and so there's 2 out here in the 4th. That would have been the 3rd double play by the Air Force Falcons. That would have been their 7th of the series. Here now is Johnny Mendoza, grounded to second his first time up. Shimashita is at first. 2 down here in the 4th. Pitch on the way. Bouncing ball, foul down the third base side. Something has tickled the funny bone of our executive producer, Brian German. I don't think I've heard him laugh that hard. Other games today, New Mexico at San Diego State and Fresno State at UNLV. Both of those games getting started. 0-2 as a swing and a miss to Mendoza. Shimashita is at first. 2 down here in the top half of the 4th. Ethan Nichols on an 0-2 pitch. That gets away from Rob Daw. That'll go as a pass ball as Shimashita will go down to second on the play. One ball and 2 strikes to Mendoza. A 1-2 pitch coming to Mendoza. And it is a fly ball. Drew West going back, has a track on it, and puts it away for out number 3. Spartans leave 1, home half of the 4th, 1-0 Air Force. You're watching Air Force Baseball. This is the Mountain West Network. There you get a look at the line score as Air Force bats here in the bottom of the 4th inning. Nick Reddy, a strikeout victim, his first time up as we continue the record watch. Watland against Nick Reddy. First pitch swinging, fouls it off. We've already told you about all the school records that Nick holds. He's also within reach of some Mountain West Conference records. He is tied for second in runs batted in with 225. That ties him with Chris Alexander of the University of New Mexico. His 50th home run ties him for second place. And here is a bouncing ball to short. PLESCHNER over to KNECHT, and there's 1 down here in the 4th. Nick is second in the runs batted in and home runs as he assaults the Mountain West Conference record book. Here is Rob Daw, who had a double and scored the only run of the game thus far. He has had a hit in every game in this series, just swinging a torrid bat. And here's a fly ball to left field, which is caught by Shimashita, and I believe the bat disintegrated. Here's Gabe Martinez, who doubled and then was thrown out trying to score. So he is 1 for 1 on the day as he continues his hot hitting in this series. Gabe Martinez looks at a pitch upstairs. 1 ball and no strikes. Daniel Jones to hit next if Gabe can get something going. 1 ball and no strikes to Gabe Martinez. Pitch is bounced inside. It's now 2-0. The 2-0 pitch. 3-0. Let's see if Gabe will get the green light from third base coach C.J. GILLMAN. He's coaching down at third. Jimmy Raysinger is coaching at first. And the 3-0 coming from Watland. And he does indeed get the green light and fouls it off 3-1. Three balls and 1 strike to Gabe Martinez. At a career high of 6 runs batted in. Gets a piece of that one, 3-2. Three balls, 2 strikes, 2 out. Bottom half of the 4th inning. 3-2 pitch swung on and missed, and down goes Gabe Martinez to retire the side. Nothing across for Air Force. 3 up and 3 down. We go to the 5th inning with Air Force leading 1-0. You're watching Air Force baseball. This is the Mountain West Network. There you get a look at the bundled crowd on the first base side, cheering on the Air Force Academy Falcons. Mountain West Conference playoffs, the 23rd to the 26th. We know that the regular league champion Fresno State Bulldogs, San Diego State Aztecs are in. Nevada Wolfpack, which would be the host school, will make it. But who will be number 4? Will it be San Jose State? They got to win today. I think UNLV is also in the running. As we wait for the home plate umpire. All right. Did we have a moment there that needed to be attended to? Everybody grinning. Folks, there's a porta potty right behind the visitors' dugout. That's why I bring that up. No secrets here. Here's Berry to get things started off. 0 for 1 on the day. Here is the first pitch to him. That's in there for a called strike. Berry, Viola, and Cantu to hit for the Spartans here in the 5th. 0-1 to Berry. Ethan Nichols working the 5th inning. The pitch to him showing bunt, and it's fouled off. It's 0-2. No balls and 2 strikes to Blake Berry. Nichols has 1 strikeout today. The 0-2 pitch coming, and you can make it 2. Berry goes down swinging.
Yep. Had one of those on Thursday before the game.
Second strikeout by Ethan Nichols.
Yeah.
Here's Troy Viola. He is 0 for 1 on the afternoon. Nichols pitches. Here's a fly ball to Wiss, and he will run it down in center field. 2 out. That glove is going to be missed. Cantu with only 1 of 2 hits today for San Jose State. He is 1 for 1 on the afternoon with a base knock in the 3rd. Ethan Nichols getting set to deliver. Pitch to him, off-speed delivery, and that's in there for a strike. No balls and 1 strike to Santiago Cantu.
Best part though is the cute girl that steps down.
Nothing in 1, fouled off, nothing in 2. And he took a little something off the pitch. You get a look at Santiago Cantu. No balls and 2 strikes to Cantu as we hit here in the top half of the 5th. Nichols with an 0-2 delivery. Here it comes. And down low, it's 1 ball and 2 strikes. 1 ball and 2 strikes to Santiago Cantu. One ball and 2 strikes. A little bit of a shift on. Shifting pretty much towards the left side. 1-2 pitch. Now make it 2-2. 2 balls and 2 strikes for us on Santiago Cantu. 5'10", 151 pounds is how they have him listed in the program. 2 balls, 2 strikes, 2 out. The deuce is wild here in the 5th. Two pitch. Upstairs, 3-2. 3 balls and 2 strikes. Connect to hit next if Cantu can reach base. The 3-2 pitch to Cantu. Ball 4. Should be the second walk of the day issued by Ethan Nichols. And here is Nick KNECHT, who is 0 for 1 on the afternoon. Reaching base on a fielder's choice and is thrown out trying to steal. Here's the pitch, which is outside. 1 ball and no strikes to KNECHT. Little visit from Rob Daw. Might be going through the signs a little bit. Just maybe tell him settle down. How do you replace this guy, the team captain, Rob Daw? Well, there will be no shortage of candidates, I think. Braden Aldifer might be the first candidate. 1-0 pitch coming to KNECHT. It's kind of fun during the offseason to speculate who might go where. The 1-0 pitch coming. Upstairs, it's 2-0. As the Falcons get ready for the next decade of baseball, certainly a lot of focus will be on that freshman pitching staff, which will become sophomores. Obviously, ASHTON EASLEY will be counted on for a lot of that offense. How about Alexander Pup? Pretty good freshman year here. Here's the pitch on the way. Blocked by Daw. Was going to come up throwing. It's now 3-0 to KNECHT. Ryan Belwamany to hit next. The 3-0 pitch coming to KNECHT. And taking all the way, it's 3-1 on KNECHT. 3 balls, 1 strike to the number 8 hitter in the San Jose State order. KNECHT being dropped down from the number 6 spot. Here's the next pitch. It's ball 4, and back-to-back walks put runners at first and second for San Jose State. Ryan Belwamany, and I think Ryan Robb is shaken up again as the trainer comes out. When I see smiles, that tells me something. Mike Kozlowski is having a chat with his senior catcher and team captain. Folks, we won't speculate what the problem is, but as you kind of watch your picture there, I think it might be self-explanatory. Well, that's also going to give the pitching coach for Air Force a chance to visit. Ron Forrest will now have a little chat and maybe settle down his pitcher a little bit. Ryan in his second year as pitching coach here at the Air Force Academy, graduate of Maine, University of Maine, former Black Bear. Gives us an opportunity. Mike Kozlowski in his 9th year as head coach of the Air Force Academy. Closing in on 200 wins, C.J. GILLMAN, third base coach in his 5th year here at the Academy, and Jimmy Raysinger in his 4th year, the first base coach for Air Force. Back-to-back walks put runners at first and second for the San Jose State Spartans. And Ryan Belwamany, who was a strikeout victim back in the 3rd inning, 0 for 1 on the afternoon, with a chance to try and tie things up. Here's the pitch to Belwamany. First pitch swinging. He's going to line that into left field for a base hit. Around second is Cantu. He is going to score, and the game is tied at 1. So after the first 2 batters were retired, 2 walks, and now a base hit, make it a 3-3 draw here in the 5th inning. Coming in to score, Cantu. Belwamany with only his 4th RBI of the year. KNECHT moves down to second. And that'll bring up Strom, Kellen Strom. 0 for 1 officially on the day. 2 out here for San Jose State here in the 5th inning. Here is the pitch to him. 1 ball and no strikes. A strikeout, a fly to center, got the inning started. Barry and Viola, and then Cantu, KNECHT walk. Belwamany with a base hit. Cantu scores, and that's where we are. 1 apair. Strom waiting for the pitch. Pickoff throw to Martinez, and they can't get him. Trying to get Belwamany. 1 ball, 1 strike to Strom. Nichols trying to work himself out of the jam here. Pitches upstairs, 2 balls and 1 strike. 2 balls, 1 strike, 2 on, 2 out. Must-win situation for San Jose State, and Falcons would like to put together a back-to-back wins to close out the season, especially on Senior Day. 2 balls, 1 strike. Here's the 2-1 pitch on the way to Strom, and he fouls it off. Strom is a senior hailing out of Eugene, Oregon. KNECHT is at second. Belwamany is at first. Here's the pitch on the way to Strom. That's in tight, and it's 3-2. 3 balls, 2 strikes. Everybody will be moving on this, on a 3-2 pitch. Big pitch coming from Ethan Nichols, trying to get the Falcons out of the pickle here in the top half of the 5th. Here comes the 3-2 pitch. Runners moving, and it's fouled off, and we'll do it again. All of this starting for San Jose State after the first 2 were retired. What do they say in baseball? Most rallies begin with 2 out. Tied at 1. And once again, we'll have the 3-2 pitch coming from Ethan Nichols. Runners go, and fouled off again. Second consecutive foul back for Stram. Cantu home with the first run of the game for San Jose State. Belwamini driving him home. KNECHT at second. Belwamini is at first. Again, the 3-2 pitch coming from Nichols, and he steps off the mound. Thank you very much. All right, 3 balls and 2 strikes. Weather again starting to show up a little bit. Three-two pitch to Stram. Outside ball 4, bases loaded. Second time that Stram has walked. 4th walk issued by Ethan Nichols. That brings out Mike Kozlowski, and that means a pitching change. We'll take a break. Bases loaded for San Jose State, and indeed a pitching change will come. You're watching Air Force Baseball. This is the Mountain West Network. There you get a look at senior Matt Hargraves, who is in relief of Ethan Nichols. Nichols, 4 2/3 innings worked, allowed 3 hits. Runners will be charged to him, 4 walks and 2 strikeouts, and Hargraves will come in with the bases loaded. Matt, this will be his 13th appearance of this season. 51 2/3 innings worked, allowed 70 hits. 40 runs, 33 of them earned, 2 4 on the year. And his job will be to get the Falcons out of the inning, and he'll be facing Aaron PLESCHNER. PLESCHNER on the day, 1 for 2. Nichols being taken out of the game as a result of the 3 walks issued this inning. Hargraves will try to shut it down. First pitch, missed for a ball. 1 ball and no strikes. I hate to see that happen on senior day, but if the runs can keep from scoring. By the way, it'll be a no decision for Nichols as he did not go the required 5. Here's the next pitch, and that's missed again. 2 balls and no strikes, and suddenly the Air Force pitchers are having a hard time finding the plate. Two and 0. KNECHT is at third. Belwamini is at second. The pitch on the way, and that is missed for ball 3. Three and 0 to PLESCHNER. Ball 4, he walks in a run. PLESCHNER, give him a run batted in. KNECHT comes in to score. Over to third is Belwamini. Stram goes to second. Four bases on balls by Air Force pitching. Run will be charged to Nichols. Now 2-1 in favor of San Jose State, and here's James Shimashita. And the Falcons just can't find the plate right now. Eighth hitter of in the inning. This one is in there for a called strike, 1 ball and 1 strike. 1 ball, 1 strike. The pitch on the way. Bouncing ball to Brown. This will be an easy play over to first, and the side is finally retired, but not before the Spartans put 2 across. We head to the bottom half of the 5th inning. Falcons trail it rather, 2-1. You're watching Air Force Baseball. This is the Mountain West Network. There's a fan right there, folks. He will flag down anything that's hit into the parking lot. Daniel Jones, 0 for 1 on the day to face Watland as the Falcons hit in the bottom half of the 5th inning, trailing by a run. First pitch to him, missed, 1 ball and no strikes. It'll be Daniel Jones, Alexander Pupp, and Colby Brown. And if they can get a rally started, Tommy GILLMAN. 1 ball and no strikes to Daniel Jones. Inside, 2 balls and no strikes. Here is the 2-0 delivery. In there for a called strike. That just caught the outside part of the plate. 2 balls and 1 strike to Daniel Jones. The 2-1 serve. Curveball dropped, swung on and missed. 2-2 to Daniel Jones. Get a look at the right-hander for San Jose State. He is a senior. The 2-2 fouled off. Two balls, 2 strikes. We are in the bottom half of the 5th inning. Falcons trying to come from behind. A 2-1 pitch, and 3-2 now. Check that swing to Daniel Jones. 3 balls and 2 strikes. Alexander Pupp awaits his turn on the on-deck circle. Here is the 3-2, and that's fouled off. Outfield straightaway. Wind intensity picking up. 3-2 pitch by Jones, and he's going to draw a walk. Wind is blowing in. First walk issued by Watland, and here is Alexander Pupp, who is 1 for 1 on the day. Daniel Jones off the bag at first. He is 3 for 3 in stolen bases. See if the Falcons have something on. Ooh, that almost got Alexander Pupp, who was showing bunt. Well, he spun out of the way nicely. 1 ball and no strikes. I thought for a minute that might have hit him. Here is the 1-0 pitch coming in. Showing bunt again. Pushes it towards the left side and foul. It's a 1-1. Colby Brown will be hitting next. Inning gets started with a walk by Daniel Jones. Let's see if Pupp is going to show bunt again, as C.J. Gilman relaying the signs from his third base coaching box. Throw over. Jones is back. The 1-1 pitch coming. Bunt being shown. Pushed out towards the front of the mound. Execute the sacrifice rather nicely. Jones might have made a bit of a wide turn, so a sacrifice hit for Alexander Pup. That moves Daniel Jones into second. Puts him in scoring position, and here is Colby Brown, 1 for 1 on the day. Can the senior drive home the senior? Here is the pitch on the way to Colby Brown, and a little too tall. 1 ball and no strikes to Colby Brown, and then Tommy Gilman to hit next. Jones starting the inning with a walk and then was sacrificed by Pup to second, and that's where we are here in the home half of the 5th. Another pitch that's up top. 2 balls and no strikes. Falcons jumped off to a 1-0 lead in the 2nd inning. And here in the top half of the 5th, San Jose State countered with 2 runs. And they currently lead it 2-1, as you see. 2 balls and no strikes. Daniel Jones, you see him off the bag at second. Pitch on the way, missed inside, 3-0. Three balls and no strikes on Colby Brown. Daniel Jones off the bag at second. Watland trying to find that strike zone. Here's a 3-0 pitch. That's in there for a strike as Brown take it all the way. 3-1. Tommy Gilman to hit next. 3 balls, 1 strike. We're in the 5th inning.
Well, we do play one pitch softball in places like OTS.
3-1 pitch coming to Colby Brown. Watland brings it home. 3-2 now as that one catches the outside part of the plate. Now the count is full to Colby Brown. Tommy Gilman waiting for his chance to hit. Here is the 3-2 pitch coming to Colby Brown, and it's ball 4. Runners at first and second, and a chance for Tommy Gilman to do something here. Tommy 0 for 1 on the afternoon. Now we're going to have a visit from the dugout. We do have some activity in that San Jose State bullpen. Gilman is a left-hander. They are warming up a left-hander. Let's see if he'll get called into the fray here. Kind of keeping my eyes on that San Jose bullpen down around the left field line. A walk, a sacrifice, and now a walk. And suddenly bases on balls has become a bit of an issue for both of these pitching staffs right now. If Gilman can get on, it'll set it for Drew Wiss. No pitching change, but I think they have just indicated that is the first visit to the mound. Daniel Jones is at second. Colby Brown is at first. And here is Tommy Gilman to try and perhaps tie this game up. Takes the first pitch, 1 ball and no strikes. Wind is blowing in. Here is the 1-0 pitch coming from Watland. That's ball 2. Drew Wiss to hit next. Gilman can keep things going. 2 balls, no strikes. 2 on, 1 out here in the home half of the 5th inning. Jeffrey Orman along with you from Falcon Field here at the United States Air Force Academy. The 2-1 pitch. Gilman swings and fouls it off. 2-1. Shortstop Pleschner going through some signs with Watland. Two balls, 1 strike. 1 down here in the home half of the 5th. Watland gets set to bring it home. Gilman hits a mile-high pop-up. That's going to be an infield fly anyway. And the catch will be made by Can 2, and that is a huge out for the Spartans here in the 5th inning. Here now is Drew Wiss, 0 for 2 on the day. He broke out of an 0 for 7 slump yesterday with a solo home run. Base knock would certainly help. Daniel Jones, who got the inning started with a walk and then was sacrificed to second, and a walk by Brown. But then a big infield fly by Gilman, and that gives him 2 outs as this first pitch is pumped in for a strike to Drew Wiss. No balls, 1 strike to Drew Wiss, waiting on the delivery from Watland. Here's the pitch on the way to Drew Wiss, and a bouncer right back to the mound, and the side is retired. The Falcons leave 2 as we go to the top half of the 6th inning. San Jose State leads it 2-1. You're watching Air Force Baseball. This is the Mountain West Network. The top half of the 6th inning with San Jose State on top. Johnny Mendoza to get things started for the Spartans, 0 for 2 on the day. Matt Hargraves on the mound for the Falcons in the place of Ethan Nichols. Give you a little in between the numbers here. Hargraves delivers, and that's 1 ball and no strikes. Hargraves is a 3-time All-American. He too will be going to Laughlin Air Force Base for pilot training. Slow roller picked up by Nick Reddy, barehanded, throws to first. Nice stretch by Gabe Martinez, and they got him. Mendoza retired. And a nice fielding gem by Nick Reddy. Nice stretch by Gabe Martinez on the other side. Now here's Blake Berry, an 0 for 2 afternoon. Matt Hargraves, an operations research major. 1 ball and no strikes to Berry. Here is a shot into right center field for a base hit. That may go all the way to the wall. Making the turn and heading for second is Berry. Throw coming in, and a stand-up double for Blake Berry. That's only the 4th hit of the day for San Jose State. For Berry, that's his 15th double of the year. Here is Viola, who is 0 for 2 on the day. Falcons do not want to get into too deep a hole. They got behind 6-0 in the opening game of this series before they succumbed to an 8-7 loss. Third visit to the mound for the Air Force Academy Falcons, according to home plate umpire Timothy Resch. Graves getting set to deliver to Viola. First pitch inside, 1 ball and no strikes. One ball, no strikes. 1 on here in the 6th. And here is a ground ball to the right side. Colby Brown making a nice play. He'll throw to Martinez. They'll get the out there. Berry will move to third on the put out. Good at bat for Viola, or as they say, a quality at bat. Here is Santiago Cantu. He is 1 for 1 on the day. He's scored a run. And Cantu will try to drive home a run. As we mentioned, the wind has been blowing in, and the first pitch is missed. 1 ball and no strikes. One and 0 to Cantu. San Jose plating their 2 runs back in the 5th. Here's the pitch to him. That's in there for a called strike, and it's 1-1. One ball, 1 strike. On third is Berry. Pitch to Cantu, swing and a miss. It's 1-2. 1 ball, 2 strikes. Runner on third is Berry. The 2 down here in the top half of the 6th. As you get a look at senior Matt Hargraves. 1-2. Bouncing ball to Nick Reddy. Spin, throws it to Gabe Martinez. The side is retired. Spartans leave 1. To the home half of the 6th we go. Falcons down by 1, 2-1. You're watching Air Force Baseball. This is the Mountain West Network. Get a look into the San Jose State dugout on the third base side. Line score there. And here is Ashton Easley, an 0 for 2 day, as he'll be facing Watland. Falcons down by 1. Easley, Reddy, and Daw to hit for the Falcons here in the home half of the 6th. First pitch in there for a called strike. We reviewed for you yesterday what the pace scale is going to be for a lot of these young men. We'll review that again here in just a bit. 0-1 to Ashton Easley. Outfield shaded towards the left side. Here's a bouncing ball to short. Pleschner up with it. The throw to first, and they get Easley.
Third baseman, Nick Reddy.
Nick Reddy 0 for 2 on the day. Struck out and grounded to short. The Bay pace rates for the first 4 years after graduation. This is according to 2017. An Air Force Academy graduate. On his first day as a second lieutenant, $36,420. Less than 2 years as a first lieutenant, or LT, $41,964. As a first pitch is missed. 2 years, $47,784. 3 years, $55,32. And then when you become a captain, $64,776. All health care is provided. No paycheck deductions. For medical or dental care, specialty career fields such as aviation or medical receive bonus pay on top of their annual salary. 2 balls and no strikes to Nick Reddy. Falcons need to get something going here in the 6th. Watland waiting, or delivers, and a roller right back to Watland. Should be an easy play. Nick Reddy is retired 1-3. Rob Daw with a double and a fly to left. Got to stay patient. We still have some baseball left to be played. Falcons trying to square their record to 26-26 with a win. Get a little momentum for the 2020 season. Big swing by Rob Dahlia, and he's down at the count at 0-1. Although it depends on your MOS, basic service requirement is 5 years after graduation. And all graduates will begin their careers as second lieutenants. Here's a swing and a miss at 0-2. Basic pilot and drone service requirement is 10 years. You must undergo undergraduate pilot training, UPT, prior to actual service time. And that undergraduate pilot training will begin in Pueblo, about an hour south. Here's a line shot, diving catch by Cantu. What a stop by Cantu. A case of Cantu. Watch this layout by Cantu, and he makes the catch to retire the side. Nothing across for Air Force as we head to the top half of the seventh. 2-1 San Jose State. You're watching Air Force Baseball. This is the Mountain West Network. 8, 9, and 1 hitters coming up for San Jose State here in the top half of the seventh inning. KNECHT is 0 for 1 officially on the day, but he does have a run to his credit. Ron Hargraves just being called upon to keep San Jose State in check. Second pitcher of the day. Hargraves delivers, swing and a miss by KNECHT. 0-1. It'll be KNECHT, Belwamini, and Stram. San Jose State, as far as their chances to get into the postseason, they got to win today. Swing and down in the count. 0-2 is KNECHT. Don't you know the Falcons would like to disrupt those chances? They were eliminated by San Jose State last year in San Jose. Was Air Force in the postseason. 1 ball, 2 strikes now to KNECHT. Falcons scored their only run in the second inning. San Jose State with 2 in the 5th, and that's where we are. A 1-2 pitch coming from Hargraves. Called strike 3, and KNECHT is retired. Hargraves with his first strikeout right now, and here comes Ryan Belwamini, who has been a strikeout victim and is singled. 1 for 2 on the afternoon. Getting a little dark here at the Air Force Academy. And we'll answer the question right now. No, there are no lights. Showing bunt in their first strike. No balls and 1 strike to Ryan Belwamini.
It's in that next valley over, I can see it.
Kellen Stram to hit next. Hargreaves delivers, and it's 0-2, and suddenly Matt getting a little nasty out there. You get a look at some of the weather moving in. Hargraves with an 0-2 pitch coming. And this one is lined into right field for a base hit off an 0-2 pitch, and Belwamini now has a 2-hit day. Kellen Stram, who has walked twice today. Hargraves getting set to deliver. First pitch. Gets in front of Daw, but blocked nicely. Getting a little difficult to see the field as the clouds are really moving in here. We saw a shot of some of that weather moving in. Wind starting to pick up as well. Here's the pitch on the way. Here's a hot shot. Stabbed by Pup. Goes to Brown. They'll get the fielder's choice there. And another great play by Alexander Pup. Watch this again, folks. I thought that might have gone through, but Pup lays it out, flips it to Brown, who makes the tag at second. And there's now 2 out. Oh, my goodness. We've seen some fielding in this homestand. You got to love what you see from Alexander Pup if you're a Falcon fan. That shortstop position is going to be in very nice hands. I think maybe even Nolan Arenado of the Rockies would have liked that one. Ball and no strikes to Pleschner, who is 1 for 2 on the day. Don't get style points in baseball, folks. You just get the out. 2 down here in the top half of the 7th inning. At first is Strem. Now Hargraves will step out. Steps off the rubber. Back up on the bump. And gets set to deliver a 1-0 pitch to Pleschner. Here it is, curveball, and that is going to be lined into center field for a base hit. Stram will stop at second, and again with 2 out, the Spartans making some noise. Second hit of the day for Pleschner.
That's what's behind us. Yeah, that's going away, but we're kind of short.
He has had 2 multi-hit games in this series. Had a 2-hit day on Thursday. Jimmy Shimashita, 0 for 3 on the day. Yeah, he went around. Nothing in 1. Shimashita, the left-handed hitter against Hargraves. Not getting set to deliver on an 0-1 pitch. Outside, 1 ball and 1 strike. Outfield shaded towards the left side.
Here it comes. Garden sprinkler.
1 ball, 1 strike, 2 on, 2 out here in the top half of the 7th. The pitch on the way. Bouncing ball, Alexander Pup. He'll make the play himself, and the side is retired. Spartans leave 2. To the bottom half of the 7th inning we go. 2-1, San Jose State over Air Force. You are watching Air Force Baseball. This is the Mountain West Network. Again, you take a look at the weather conditions here at the Air Force Academy, as well as the line score. Just prior to this inning starting, the Air Force Academy paying tribute to first base umpire Bill Barnes, who'll be working his final series as an umpire. He is a police officer by trade. Here is Gabe Martinez to get things started here for the Falcons here in the bottom half of the 7th. Gabe on the day is 1 for 2 with a double. And as you start to look back in that 2nd inning in which 2 would-be runners were thrown out at the plate, how big is that starting to loom? Here is the next pitch. It is 1 ball and 1 strike. Falcons with 4 hits on the day. As a matter of fact, they have been held without a hit since the 2nd inning. Here's the pitch on the way. This is going to be a line drive into left field, and Gabe Martinez breaks that streak. A 2-hit day for Gabe Martinez, and he gets things started here in the bottom half of the 7th. Here is Daniel Jones. Daniel 0 for 1 on the day. Frank Sinatra's My Way being played as a tribute to the first base umpire Bill Barnes. Very nice touch by the Air Force Academy Falcons. Wind is starting to pick up and blow from left to right. Can Daniel get it up in that jet stream? I guess we have a home wind advantage. 1 ball and no strike. We'll see if that is indeed the case. Gabe Martinez getting the inning started with a base hit. Field shaded just a little bit towards the left. Jones swings and fouls it off. It's 1-1. Alexander Pup and Colby Brown. Martinez leading it off with a base hit. A little bit of rain falling. Swing and a miss by Daniel Jones. 1 ball and 2 strikes. We might have an interruption of play here if this weather intensifies. 1 ball and 2 strikes. Here's Daniel Jones. If you're a Falcon fan, just lift it into right field and let the wind take it from there. Here's a hot shot down the left field line. That's going to be for extra bases. Here is Martinez. He's around second. He's around third. They're going to wave him home. And here comes a throw to the plate. Not in time. Martinez scores, and we're tied. Martinez comes all the way around from first base as a shot down that left field line and into the corner for Daniel Jones. That is his 7th RBI of the year, and this game is tied at 2. Here is Alexander Pup, 1 for 1 on the day. A single and a double played a run for the Falcons here in the 7th. Oh my goodness, look at that. Is a little rain mixed with snow. Hey, it's baseball here in the Rockies. And I think we're going to get a stoppage of play. They're going to wave them off the field. So we will now have a rain delay, weather delay, but the Falcons have tied it up at 2. So we will take a break. And we will return, hopefully, with more baseball when we return after this. You're watching Air Force Baseball. This is the Mountain West Network. After an approximate 25-minute delay due to weather, we resume here in the bottom half of the 7th, tied at 2. And for San Jose State, they will bring in their 3rd pitcher, their closer, Finn Bonta-Smith. 2nd appearance in this series, where he picked up his 9th save of the year. He is 3-3 on the season. 22nd appearance of the year, 28 innings worked, 29 hits allowed, 13 runs, 11 of them earned. And he will be facing Alexander Pup. A single, a double has given the Falcons a 2-2 tie, and that is where we are. Back to live action as a little rain and snow to interrupt the proceedings, and just taking a quick poll of everybody that's followed baseball here at the Air Force Academy. Certainly in the last 5 years, we've never seen anything like this before, folks. So here we go. Alexander Pup, a 1-for-1 day with a run batted in, and he has a chance to bring the go-ahead run in Daniel Jones out at second base. Bonta-Smith getting set to deliver. In there for a called strike. No balls and 1 strike to Alexander Pup. Falcons trying to break this 2-2 deadlock. First run that they have scored since the 2nd inning. Here's the 2-pitch on the way. Look out, that a weather-related swing. Nothing in 2 as that bat goes sailing towards the San Jose State dugout. No balls and 2 strikes to Alexander Pup. The inning began with a single by Gabe Martinez, who was driven home by Daniel Jones, and a double down the left field line that found the corner at the 351 spot. 351 down the left field line, 315 down the right field line here at Falcon Field, and 400 to left center field. A little bit of a rain-snow delay of 25 minutes. Now can the Falcon bats remain hot here in the 7th? Finn Bonta-Smith. A look towards second. Pitch to Pup, and he fouls it off. Count stays at 0-2. Colby Brown to hit next. Outfield shaded towards the right, just maybe a step towards the right. The center fielder Strom. Wind fairly quiet now. And now Alexander Pup has a chance to give the Falcons a lead here with Daniel Jones at second. Here's the 0-2 pitch to Alexander Pup. Tried to frame it, no sale. 1 ball, 2 strikes to Alexander Pup. 1 ball and 2 strikes here in the 7th inning. The Falcons have been held at bay since they got the lead back in the 2nd inning. And up to Gabe Martinez's double here in the 7th. They had 4 hits in the 2nd. They've been no hit for the next 4 innings. The pitching for San Jose State was just outstanding. Allowed a few walks, but outside of that, 1 ball and 2 strikes now to Alexander Pup. The 1-2 pitch. Pup fouls it off, and that will stay right where it is at 1-2. Falcons trying to get a little momentum heading into 2020, and San Jose State needing a win to keep that postseason hope alive. 1 ball and 2 strikes. Loss that would probably do him in. 1 ball and 2 strikes now. Long look towards second. Delivery to Pup. Missed. 2 balls and 2 strikes. 2-2 to Alexander Pup. Daniel Jones is at second base. We have had quite the year in the Mountain West Conference, where you had the San Jose State Spartans in the lead for a while. Fresno State now your regular season champions, and it's just been one of those years where you just you really couldn't. You had to look over your shoulder, I think, just about every week. 2 balls and 2 strikes. And you're seeing an example here in the final week of the season. 2-2 pitch to Pup. 3 balls and 2 strikes. Alexander working him for a full count. If you couldn't get it done in the Mountain West Conference, you hope for somebody that could, especially if you were trying to get into a postseason. 3 balls and 2 strikes. Falcons were eliminated on Thursday with an 8-7 loss to these San Jose State Spartans. 3 balls and 2 strikes. Daniel Jones off the bag at second with a double. That plated Gabe Martinez, and we're tied at 2. The 3-2 pitch coming to Alexander Pup. Here it is. Ball 4. Runners at first and second. Nobody out.
Second baseman, Colby Brown.
And here is Colby Brown. 1 for 1 on the day. Tommy Gillman to hit next. Strategy, the Wamani signaling to Bonta-Smith. Everybody getting what the defensive alignment might be, what plays need to be made. Colby Brown getting set to await the first pitch from Bonta-Smith. Here it is. He's showing a bunt. That is taken for a strike, 0-1.
platform built on top of the dugout.
Outfield straight away for the right-handed hitter, Colby Brown. Drama building here in the bottom half of the 7th inning. Falcons have tied it at 2. Brown showing bunt. Smith delivers. Pushes it up the first base side, foul. Nothing in 2 to Colby Brown. Tommy Gillman to hit next. No balls, 2 strikes, runners at first and second. Nobody out here for the Falcons here in the home half of the 7th inning. They have a run home. Bonta Smith bringing it home. Here is a fly ball. It could possibly drop for a base hit, and it sure will. Here is Jones. He'll stop at third. Bases loaded, and Tommy Gillman to step up. Too shallow to perhaps wave Jones home. Second hit for Colby Brown. Jones moves to third. Pup moves to second. And Tommy Gillman. Here's Christian Gambale as Tommy Gillman will be lifted after a 0 for 2 day. And now Christian Gambale had a chance to meet his father today, just prior to the game. And a chance for him to be a hero right now. Bases loaded. Nobody out here in the home half of the 7th. Christian Gambale. Pulls it down the third base side, but foul. Gambale hitting a .278. He has 4 home runs and 12 runs batted in. At third is Daniel Jones. Alexander Pup is at second. Colby Brown is at first. Christian Gambale will probably possibly go into left field at the conclusion of the inning. Just about anything would work short of a strikeout. There's a swing and a miss, and there's 0-2 on Christian Gambale. It'll be Drew Wiss and then ASHTON EASLEY to perhaps hit. Christian Gambale trying to get that go-ahead run for Air Force. They haven't had the lead since the 2nd inning. Bonta Smith, 0-2 pitch to Christian Gambale. Here it is. 1 ball, 2 strikes. One ball and 2 strikes. Bases loaded with Falcons. Nobody out here in the 7th inning. And too much time, says the home plate umpire, and the drama will do a reset. Christian Gambale is a sophomore hailing out of Los Angeles. 1 ball and 2 strikes to him. The pitch. And did he? Yep, he did. Strikeout. Yeah, just went over the plate there, passed over the plate. Now here is Drew Wiss, who has an 0 for 3 day and has a chance to make amends here. 1 down here in the 7th. Jones, Pup, and Brown at third to first respectively. Time for the seniors to step up and take control of the situation. Here is the pitch coming from Bonta Smith to Drew Wiss, who fouls it off, 0-1. Sun breaking out nicely here. Let's hope that the bats of the Falcons didn't get too terribly cold during that 25-minute delay, approximately. 0-1 to Drew Wiss. The pitch to Bonta Smith from Bonta Smith is outside, 1-1. One ball, one strike, one down here in the home half of the 7th inning. Sacks filled with Falcons. Wiss, fly ball, going back is Strom. That is going to get the go-ahead run, and it may be even more. It's off the wall. That may sweep them clean. A double. 3 runs are going to score, and the Falcons on a bases-clearing double by Drew Wiss bring 3 home here in the 7th inning, and it's 5-2. Oh, what a big hit by Drew Wiss. You talk about the seniors coming through. Drew Wiss with his 9th double of the year, 32nd run, 30th, 31st, and 32nd runs batted in. As Jones comes in, Pup comes in, Brown comes in. And the Falcons now lead it 5-2. Here's Ashton Easley, and he'd love to keep this thing going. Falcons doing this off the closer, Bonta Smith. Normally brought in a closing situation. Now crooked number up on the board, and they may not be done yet. At second is Drew Wiss. Easley takes the pitch in there for a strike, 0-1. Nothing and 1 to Ashton Easley. Outside, 1-1. Drew Wiss is at second. A bases loaded double by Drew Wiss sweeps him clean. He's perched on second. And a 1-1 coming to Ashton Easley. Did it hit him? Nope. 2-1. Just got out of the way. Nick Reddy would be next. Two balls and one strike. This one bounces high and almost right into our booth. That's going to be a wild pitch, and moving over to third is going to be Drew Wiss. Three balls and one strike to Ashton Easley. That ball almost came to us. Falcons with a big outburst here in the 7th. Here's the pitch on the way to Easley. Fouls it off. It's 3-2. Nick Reddy to hit next. 3 balls and 2 strikes to Ashton EASLEY. The 3-2 pitch coming to EASLEY. Swing and a miss, and he strikes out. 3rd time today, Ashton EASLEY has tasted the K-Vittle. Big strikeout by Bonta Smith. And now here is Nick Reddy, who's had an 0 for 3 day. That's the 2nd strikeout of the inning recorded by Bonta Smith. Reddy takes the first pitch, 0-1. A single and a double got the inning started. Jones' double brought home Martinez with the tying run. Then a walk by Pup, a single by Brown. Loaded him up, called out, then Gambale was called out on strikes, and then Drew Wiss cleaned up the bases with a double. That was into center field, and that is how the Falcons have plated their 4 runs here in the 7th. The big knock definitely coming from Drew Wiss. Nick Reddy down in the count at 0-2. Pitch to him, got a piece of it. Stay alive at 0-2. Drew Wiss is at 3rd. It's been interesting. Drew Wiss has been having a struggle in this series, but yet he has homered, bases clearing double, gives the Falcons a lead 5-2. When he has snapped out of his little hitting slump, he has done it in a big way. 0-2 to Reddy. Gets away from the catcher, Belwamini. In comes Wiss, another run home for the Falcons. Back-to-back wild pitches. Five runs home for Air Force here in the 7th. 1 ball and 2 strikes to Nick Reddy. He pretty much chronicled his career achievements all year long for you here on Falcon Vision. 1-2 coming. Swing and a miss, and the side is retired. But the Falcons put 5 up on the board as they now lead going into the top half of the 8th inning by the score of 6-2. You're watching Air Force Baseball. This is the Mountain West Network. Jake Gilbert making his 2nd appearance of the series in relief of Matt Hargraves. Jake started this series on Thursday, lasted an inning and a third before he was lifted for Nathan Price. I really like this move. Gilbert, who got knocked out of the box in the Thursday game, has a chance to come back and help win it for Air Force. 90-plus mile-an-hour fastballs we've been telling you throughout the season. Johnny Mendoza, 0 for 3 on the day. Falcons lead it 6-2 here in the 8th. You didn't want a guy like Jake Gilbert, who had such an outstanding senior year, to have his career end being knocked out of the box on Thursday, and he's being brought back. One ball and 2 strikes. Gilbert delivers, and a bouncing ball to Colby Brown. Over to Gabe Martinez, 1 out.
Now batting, right fielder Blake Berry.
Blake Berry, a 1 for 3 day. He has a double to his credit. Jake on the year, 6-3. His 15th appearance. First pitch in there for a called strike. Seniors having a chance to take their final bows here on Senior Day here at the United States Air Force Academy. Next pitch is missed, 1 ball and 1 strike. Jake will be moving on to Laughlin Air Force Base for pilot training. Here's the next pitch on the way, and here's a fly ball curving foul. Well foul as it goes over the left of the 351 sign. 1 ball and 2 strikes to Barry. Viola to hit next. Here's Jake's delivery. Fastball, and it's missed 2-2. A 2-2 pitch coming from Jake Gilbert. And this one is going to be lined into left center field for a base hit. Barry with a 2-hit afternoon.
Third baseman, Troy Viola.
And for the Spartans, that's 7 hits on the day. Here's Troy Viola, 0 for 3 on the afternoon. Jake Gilbert, 6'7", 215 pounds, from Evans, Georgia. Strike. We are in the top half of the 8th inning. The Falcons leading it by the score of 6-2. Here's the next pitch, pulled fouled on the third base side. It's 0-2. I'm wondering if Rob Dawes just going to say, just throw me the smoke, pal. Here you get a good look at the senior right-hander. Oh-2. Blocked by Daw, bounces away from him, no advance. Barry staying at first. One ball and 2 strikes. Runner on first in the person of Barry. Here's the pitch. This ball pulled foul. 1-2. Gilbert getting set to bring it home on 1-2. Here it is. And a bouncing ball backhanded by Pup. Jump throw will not be in time. Infield hit for Viola. Runners at first and second for San Jose State. Here is Santiago Cantu. 1 for 2 on the day and made a great diving catch to close out the 7th inning. Runners at first and second. San Jose State trying to mount a rally. Going back is Ashton EASLEY on the fly ball. He is near the foul line. He makes the catch. Runner at second will tag and move to third, 2 out. Runners at the corners now for KNECHT, who is 0 for 2. He has scored a run. San Jose State trying to crawl back into this one. Jake Gilbert trying to finish it off. I would imagine he will throw the ninth as well if indeed he gets out of this. I think they're going to leave him in, let him go. Let him finish the season right here. Your best pitcher on the year, keep him out there. Here's the pitch. Blocked by Dahl, 1-0. We probably neglected to mention that there was a change in left field as Jonathan Imperial moving out to left field, replacing Tommy Gillman. Jonathan is a sophomore. 1 ball and no strikes to KNECT. Off-speed delivery, bouncing ball to Colby Brown. They'll go to first, and the side is retired. 2 left on for San Jose State. As we head to the home half of the 8th inning, the Falcons lead it by the score of 6-2. You're watching Air Force Baseball. This is the Mountain West Network. Well, here is Rob Daw to step in. You see the line score. Final game of the 2019 season for the Air Force Academy. A nice roar going up for Rob Daw as the captain, conceivably his last at bat as an Air Force Academy Falcon. Bonza Smith delivers, and a big swing by Rob Daw, 0-1. Rob is 1 for 3 on the day, and he's had a tremendous series. Bonza Smith, Finn Bonza Smith, still on the hill for San Jose State. Here's the pitch to Daw, outside, 1-1. Daw, Martinez, and Jones, the 3 seniors coming up. Get a look at Bonza Smith, who has 9 saves. Here is a swing and a fly ball to the right side, and that'll be out of play. Bonza Smith recorded his 9th save in the opening series. Bonza Smith has 13 saves, and here is a fly ball hit deep to left, and Shimashita will take control and put it away. Just wasn't able to get enough of that ball. Thought he might have had a chance. What a great way to end your career. As we mentioned, Bonza Smith has now 14 saves in his Spartan career, second most in history, 1 away from the school record. But that may not happen today, folks. And he may just finish number 2 as he is a senior. Here's the next pitch on the way, or the first pitch on the way to Gabe Martinez. Gabe has 2 hits on the afternoon. Gabe got that big 7th inning started with a single. Here is a shot into left center field for a base hit, and Gabe Martinez not quite ready to call it a career, as he now has 3 hits on the day. Eight hits in this series for Gabe Martinez. What a curtain call he's been taking. Here's now is Daniel Jones, who was 1 for 2 on the day and scored a run. Jones had that double which plated Gabe Martinez. Pitch is missed, 1 ball and no strikes. Bonza Smith looking towards first. The pitcher on the way. 2 balls and no strikes. 2-0 to Daniel Jones. Well, you wouldn't want, if this game holds up the way it is, you wouldn't want it to end any other way. It was the seniors who took command and gave this team a lead. Here is a shot. That's going to be lined into center field for a base hit. Strom plays it on a bounce. Runners at first and second. And it's kind of interesting that you have Martinez and Jones with base hits. If that is going to be their last at-bat at seniors, they do it with a base knock. Here is Alexander Pup. Pup, who is actually 1 for 1 on the day. He has scored a run. He has walked. He's had a sacrifice. The pitch to Pup. Taken outside. 1 ball and no strikes. One ball, no strikes to Alexander Pup. Rob Dawes starting inning with a deep fly to Shimashita, who pulled it down. High fly to him, and then Martinez and Jones with back-to-back singles. Pup would like to get into the parade as well. 2 balls and no strikes. Two and 0. Missed. 3-0.
Shifted around to the east.
When we get an opportunity, we are going to give our entire Falcon Vision crew a chance to take a bow after all the work they have done this season, and not to mention the elements that they have had to deal with. 3-0 pitch coming to Pup. That's in there for a strike as he's taking all the way.
In.
3 balls and 1 strike to Alexander Pup. Runners at first and second. The 3-1 pitch coming. Pup fouls it off, lifts it toward the right side. It's out of play, 3-2. Gabe Martinez is at second. Daniel Jones is at first. Once again, we are getting a little bit of precipitation here at Falcon Field. Three-two pitch. Monta Smith with a pickoff attempt, and getting back will be Gabe Martinez. Falcons had to work for this one today, folks. After getting a run in the second inning, they were held in check until the 7th. They had 4 hits in that second inning and then were held hitless until the 7th. They've earned this one, if it stands up. 3-2 pitch foul. We will see what the Falcons will do in the 9th inning. Steve Plaskett has worked this series, worked yesterday as a matter of fact. 3 balls, 2 strikes, 2 on, 1 out. Monta Smith getting set to deliver on the 3-2. Ball 4, bases loaded. Where have we seen this before?
Now the second baseman, Colby Brown.
Here is Colby Brown. That is a second walk issued by Finn Monta Smith. Loads him up with 1 out. And Monta Smith will get a visit from the third base dugout. Falcons, you know, would love to put a punctuation mark on this game today. Should things stand the way they are, the class of 2019 would be the winningest class ever with 107 wins. If the things stay as is. Don't you know that'd be a great mark for them to own and kind of set the bar for the classes to come. Well, the chat has been broken up. Now here is Colby Brown, who is 2 for 2 on the day, and he's got the bases loaded. At third base, Gabe Martinez. Daniel Jones is at second. Chance for Colby Brown to maybe drive home a couple of his classmates here, a couple of his fellow seniors. Excuse me, swing up the first base side. They'll make the play at first. It's 1-3. He'll drive home one of them. As coming in to score is Gabe Martinez. Gabe now has 2 runs scored today. Everybody will move up 90 feet, but Daniel Jones at third and Alexander Pup going to second. I'll bring up Jonathan Imperial with his first at bat. He has a chance to maybe add to the run total here. Strike one, as he did make an offer. Jones is at third, Pup is at second. Falcons have scored 6 runs in the last 2 innings. Lead it by the score of 7-2. Here is Bonta Smith. Did he? Yes, he did. 0-2. Falcons would like to finish this season with a 500 mark, a 2-game win streak. No balls, 2 strikes, 2 on, 2 out. Bonta Smith delivering. Outside, 1-2. The 1-2 pitch coming from Bonta Smith. Outside, 2-2. Deuce is wild now. 2 balls, 2 strikes, 2 out, 2 on. The 2-2 pitch to it, and that is fouled off. And Imperial will stay alive. Two balls, 2 strikes coming to Jonathan Imperial. Here's the 2-2. Swing and fouled off. So what can we look forward to 2020 as far as the Air Force Academy Falcon baseball team is concerned? Well, to start, you might see a brand new field, as they'll be redoing the turf. We have talked a little bit about that freshman pitching staff. Some pretty promising arms there. Rain starting to fall a little bit now. And a 2-2 pitch coming to Imperial. Outside, 3-2. Three balls, 2 strikes. The rain's starting to come down here. Runners at second and third. 2 down. Walter Smith trying to end it. And it's ball 4, and the sacks are loaded once again. Well, here's Drew Wiss. Bases loaded double in the last inning. Gave the Falcons a 5-2 lead. And we're going to have a visit to the mound. Oh, why not? Let's let the rain keep falling here and prolong this anguish. Drew Wiss with a 3 RBI day with his double back in the 7th inning. Has an opportunity to maybe do something again pretty special. Daniel Jones will be at third, Alexander Pupp at second, Jonathan Imperial at first, and we will get a pitching change. We'll take a break. Falcons lead it by the score of 7-2 here on Senior Day. You're watching Air Force Baseball. This is the Mountain West Network. There you see the Game 1 starter for San Jose State, Andrew Mitchell, making his second appearance of the series. See some numbers on him. 111 strikeouts. Watching this game is almost like trying to watch it through a car wash right about now. Bases loaded. And here is Drew Wiss. Takes the first pitch. Outside, it's 1 ball and no strikes. Mitchell's last outing, of course, as we mentioned, was against the Falcons, where he fanned 8, went 7 2/3 innings, and got his 4th win against 5 setbacks. 2 balls and no strikes to Drew Wiss. Daniel Jones at third, Alexander Pupp at second, Jonathan Imperial at first. The pitch to Wiss, big swing, and it's 2-1. Falcons, as we mentioned, if they continue to maintain this lead, or perhaps add to it, will become the winningest class in Air Force baseball history. 2-1 pitch. Outside, it's 3-1. ASHTON EASLEY would hit next if Drew Wiss can get on. A 3-1 pitch coming to Drew Wiss. Ball 4. Walks in a run. 4 RBI day for Drew Wiss. In comes Jones to score his 2nd run of the afternoon. Alexander Pupp to third. Jonathan Imperial over to first. 8-2, Falcons on top. And here is ASHTON EASLEY, 0 for 4 on the day. He has struck out 3 times, trying to extend a 10-game hitting streak. Big swing there. 0-1. Getting a little wet out there. Mitchell delivering to Ashton Easley. The pitch to him. Another big swing. Down in the count at 0-2. Ashton will probably be counted on to carry a lot of the offense next year. Got 30 stolen bases this year. Also had a mound appearance, as I recall. 0-2 to Ashton Easley. Pup, Imperial, and Wiss on the bags. The pitch to him, and he fouls it off. Mitchell back up on the hill. Nothing and 2 to Ashton Easley. The pitch. And did he get a piece of it? He did. 0-2. Ball probably hit the catcher as well. No balls and 2 strikes to Ashton Easley, who would love to extend his hitting streak right now. And he's called out on strikes. So the side is retired, but not before the Falcons had a pair of runs. They are 21-1 when they lead after 8. After 8, they lead this one 8-2 against San Jose State. You are watching Air Force Baseball. This is the Mountain West Network. Here we go to the top half of the 9th inning of the last game of the season for the Air Force Academy Falcons. The last game of the year for the class of 2019. And Jake Gilbert is indeed going to come back to the mound and try to finish this thing off in style. Brandon Peterson will be the first man to face him. And the first pitch is in there for a strike, as he will be pinch hitting here in the 9th inning. 0-1 pitch in there for a strike. 0-2. Peterson hitting at .250 for the series. This pitch is missed, and it's 1 ball and 2 strikes. Well, folks, we have a lot of people to thank for all of their efforts today. Our Falcon Vision crew, Sports Information Director Dan Whitaker, and everybody gets a curtain call today. Pitch is fouled off. And we'll start with Dan Whitaker, our Sports Information for Baseball here at the Air Force Academy. Our Rookie of the Year in the SID office, and a record-breaking year it has been for him. Dan, thank you for everything you've done for all of us this year, getting the interviews, keeping track of all the records. And the pitch continues to be fouled off, and it's 1-2. So a salute to Dan Whitaker for all of his efforts. Also to Matt Penland of San Jose State, who provided us with a whole bunch of notes and information on this Spartan baseball team. Of course, a very special thanks to the Air Force Academy coaching staff of Mike Kozlowski, C.J. Gilman, Ryan Forrest, and Jimmy Raysinger, allowing us access to their players this year. Thank you to the class of 2019 for going on camera with us. And, of course, we are kind of setting the stage for the whole Falcon Vision team. Peterson looking at a 1-2 pitch, and he swings and misses. 1 out here in the top half of the 9th inning. Stram to hit. He is 0 for 2 on the day. Our Falcon Vision crew, our camera people, have endured the darndest elements, folks. I don't think we've ever seen a season quite like we have had weather-wise here at the during an Air Force Academy baseball season. First pitch is into Strem for a strike, 0-1. Jake Gilbert trying to finish it off and give the class of 2019 the most wins ever in Falcon history. Waved at and missed it. 0-2 is Strem. Nothing and 2. One and 2. I don't know if we need to break right after the final out. Would love to give everybody a little shout out at the end of the game. And that is what we are going to do. So we'll give a little tribute to the gang here. 2 balls and 2 strikes. Two balls and 2 strikes to Stram. Here is a bouncing ball to Brown. Over to first. And there's 2 out.
Now the shortstop, Aaron PLESCHNER.
Thought he was going to moonwalk backwards there for that.
Should the last out be recorded, Matt Hargraves gets the win. He'll be 3-4. He'll finish the year at 3-4. And it seems so appropriate that the ace of this pitching staff for Air Force is on the mound right now, Jake Gilbert. Here is a delivery, and it's in for a strike to PLESCHNER. PLESCHNER on the day is hit into a double play. He's 2 for 3 on the afternoon. Here's the delivery on the way. This is going to be line to left field, and Imperial can't corral it, so it'll be a base hit. And a 3-hit day for PLESCHNER. Here's James Shimashita. Shimashita 0 for 4. Gilbert delivering. Shimashita takes it for a strike. 0-1.
They're not holding him on at first, so he may go.
You almost kind of hope that the final out will be recorded by a senior somehow, some way. That would be absolutely appropriate. Be a strikeout or whatever. 1 out away from becoming the winningest class in Air Force baseball history. Runner goes, fouled off. Will Jake Gilbert get the strikeout, and the final put out of his career be Rob Daw? It'll be one of the other seniors in the field. We're going to find out here in just a bit. Pitches outside. On the advance is PLESCHNER. On the indifference, 2 balls, 2 strikes, 1 on, and 2 out.
Let's go, Cat! Come on, Cat! Come on, baby! Come on, Jay! Come on, Jay!
tick foul, 2-2. Can't help but wonder what might be going through Mike Kozlowski's mind as he says goodbye to this class, and what memories he must have and emotions for this team as well. Almost forgotten in all of this is the fact that Coach Kaz, with a victory today, that'll be 198 for Mike Kozlowski. 2 balls, 2 strikes, 1 on, 2 out. The 2-2, outside 3-2. I think this class will always have a very special spot for me. As we mentioned a little bit earlier in the broadcast, this is the first class I've seen from freshmen to seniors. Seen all these guys since they were freshmen. Here's the 3-2. Swing and a miss, winningest class ever. The 2019 Air Force Academy Falcons, and Jake Gilbert finishes it in style. Matt Hargraves will take the win, 3-4, and Watland takes the loss. It's 0-2. What a great day for the Air Force Academy class of 2019 as they win this one over San Jose State. Well, folks, we're not quite done. We said that we were going to give a curtain call, and we are certainly going to do that for our Falcon Vision crew, including our executive producer, Brian German. Brian, thank you for helping with the on-field interviews. I think that just made the broadcast a lot better. Mr. Adam Parker, who had his best year ever as far as one-liners and zingers. Mr. Baseball, we like to call him here. Rob Parrish, who has been our director for baseball and soccer. As you see, the final line score 2-9-0 for San Jose State, 8-10-0 for Air Force. Brandon Idle has also been our director, is also man with the cameras this year. Our technical crew, replay and graphics, Mike Byram and Adam Maliski. They say pictures are worth 1,000 words. So thank you for our camera crew, Vince Greco, Larry Hintgen, Pedro Lamba, and I know I'm missing somebody. I know I'm missing someone. I do apologize. But folks, without them, we aren't able to bring you these broadcasts. It has certainly been a pleasure to work with them, and it has been a privilege to work Air Force baseball for you. So the Falcons will go 26-26 on the 2019 campaign, and we now get set for 2020. So, for our entire cast and crew, for the final time in 2019, I'm Jeffrey Orman. Ladies and gentlemen, it's been a privilege. And until we talk to you next year, a brand new decade of Air Force baseball, I'm Jeffrey Orman bidding you a very pleasant good afternoon from Falcon Field here at the United States Air Force Academy.